Everyone, thank you once again for watching. This is Bruce Mufson, and here to give you another interview and take it right off the top. There was another death recently in hip hop slash rap. His name was Lil Peep. And we want to talk about his life and death today because I just had a long discussion with my producer slash agent slash partner talking about his death and what his death meant to me and the evolvement of music, of culture, of clinical issues that are changing this country. We're going to get started right away, and here we go. Lil Peep, of course, had a real name, and his real name was called Gustav R. I'm probably getting the last name butchered a little bit, A-H-R. He was born in 1996 and unfortunately passed away in 2017. Of course, everyone knows him by his stage name of Lil Peep. He had a different rap style, which is really changing rap tremendously. And they called it, they don't really have even a title for it exactly. They call it a crowd rap musical style in which rappers are emotional and sincere, usually in a sad manner, with topics frequently ranging from drug abuse to suicide, the instruments sounding ethereal, which is like very somber, very, very stark, and often ambient-like, which if you listen to his music, you get that feeling very, very quickly, commonly with grunge influences. They've also said to him that he's also responsible, when he was alive, for the post-emo revival style of hip-hop. Interesting thing I want to share before we even get started. One of the questions I had given in a comment to one of the videos I've released previously was the person said, you just do rappers to break down their music. And I responded back to him, not necessarily so, but I find that with rappers, they're so emotional. This article could have been, I could use this for my response back. They're so emotional and they wear their emotions on their sleeve, it's hard not to. Like their life and death are really almost intertwined. This is why I use often rappers for breakdowns, because they're so expressive with their music and they hold nothing back. Unfortunately, he died of an accidental fentanyl overdose on November 15th, 2017. Now, interesting was that he grew up, what's also unfortunate is because he's so young, normally I have lots and lots of things to go from. Not really in his case, because again, he was such a young person. He went to Long Beach High in Lido Beach, New York, rarely attended in spite of good grades, and was on the dean's list for the time that he attended. Then he dropped out of high school, he took online classes, and then afterwards he began to post on YouTube and SoundCloud, and when he was 17, he moved to LA to pursue a career in music. What's very interesting, the term cloud rapper, SoundCloud rapper, and emo rapper, as well as lo-fi rap, is that a New York Times critic, John Manaka, defined him as the Kurt Cobain of lo-fi rap and described his music as gloomy and diabolically melodic. I hear that term a lot now. He's the next Kurt Cobain. He's the next Kurt Cobain. R's music generally drew on both Southern rap and the angsty introspection of the rock subgenre post-hardcore. He said his goal, he wanted to be the new Kurt Cobain. What was his music consisting generally of in lyrics? Depression, drug use, past relationships, and suicidal thoughts. And again, by another writer, Stephen Horowitz of online magazine Pitchfork, he was considered to be the future of emo. What's very interesting, though, is when I heard him in interviews, he said, I don't want to be put into a box. I want to be me. I want to be known as Lil Peep, my own music. I don't want to be like genre or, identified as one type of music. But he did say, before he released his first album, he said, Kurt Cobain influenced, number one, David Bowie, Frank Ocean, and Riff Raff. And he did mention he wanted to be known as the Kurt Cobain of rap. And he also referred to addictions and of cocaine, ecstasy, and Xanax, and post on social media where he described himself as a productive junkie, but advised his audience to avoid drug usage. And he came out as a bisexual in a Twitter post in August 2017. What's interesting to me, again, is that for many young musicians in entertainment and in sports, they live their life online. So what he expressed was who he felt he was and how he looked at himself. Okay, I wanted to share briefly about the drugs that he talked about so we have a little bit of understanding of what it is and what it isn't. What is Xanax, first of all? Xanax is a classification of drugs called benzodiazepines, and it affects chemicals in your brain and is commonly associated with anxiety. And it's used to treat anxiety and panic disorders and anxiety caused by depression. Benzodiazepines are addictive. It's like anything else. If you take too many of them, they have side effects, and often too much can lead to a dependence on them. When they made Xanny bars years ago, everyone thought that would be the greatest thing in the world because teenagers hate to be taking pills. The problem was people began to use and abuse Xanax bars, and it's become a problem ever since. Now, he also was an advocate for taking mushrooms. Now, there's the problem with mushrooms is that the government calls them a Schedule 1. They have no accepted medical use. But there are things that researchers have done in looking at them to see if they do affect your brain in a positive way. One, mushrooms can make you feel good. There was a study on that done by National Institute of Drug Abuse. It can lead to feelings of relaxation. It can also make you hallucinate. All right, just give you a quick picture. If you look at this picture, if you see this picture, this is a brain not on it. This is a brain on it. Much more hallucinations that come into the brain. These hallucinations may be the key to understanding how shrooms can help ease depression. Depression, huge issue, #1 problem around the world, and the goal is to see if it can help. So they may be a key to understanding how to help with depression. Picture of a woman obviously looking depressed. It could also be a 5-year study, like a surgical intervention for mental illness. Some researchers think that shrooms can help relieve anxiety after they're used. You may also feel anxious, though, while on the drug. You may have an out-of-body experience, okay? And you might feel more open or imaginative. So that's what mushrooms are going to do to you when you take them. I want to go over some of his songs, and then I want to talk about the articles that I saw online and go from there. He wrote a song called Lil Peep. He wrote a thing called Awful Things. And it goes like this. The album, that song came on the album, Come Over When You're Sober. When you notice the video, the first thing you notice is the pills in the front seat. Like he's driving to school, and there's there's containers of pills on the passenger side seat. And it goes, bother me. And if you watch those videos, and I watch about 10, 15 of them, they all are very somber, they're all very stark, they all tend to be dark. That's the music he's pushing out. Bother me, tell me awful things. You know I love it when you do that. Helps me get through this without you. And when you see him in class, when he's walking into class, he does not fit in the class. He's tatted up, his hair is different, and all the other students are looking at him like he's an oddball. Everyone's wearing white. That was interesting to me. But he stands out because even though he's wearing white, he's conforming by his body, by the tattoos on his face, on his arms, by his fingernails, by his hair. He doesn't fit in. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit later in an interview that his mother gave as a eulogy after he passed away. And then it goes, now you got the chorus. Bother me, tell me awful things. You know I love it when you do that. Helps me get through this without you. Bother me, tell me awful things. You know I love it when you move that on me. Love it when you do that on me. Right off the bat, tell me awful things. Tell me things about me that make me feel even more insecure about who I am. Because there's so many people who watch his music and like his music. High school is a place of 4 years of terrible, terrible anxiety. And then you have verse 1. You like attention, I find it obvious. She makes it obvious for me. She feels attention, just the two of us tonight. Burn me down till I'm nothing but memories. I get it, girl. Burn me down till I'm nothing but memories. I get it, girl. I'm not the one. And at that point, you see the lighter coming out, and he's burning himself. I can't tell you as a clinical social worker how many people I've worked with that are self-abusive to the point of literally burning themselves, cutting themselves, marking themselves. And I was just talking about that before. I'm shooting the video right now about a girl I knew that was stunning young lady, but had damaged herself over her breast line with a terrible, terrible tattoo and piercings that marked her. And it was like, how could you do that to yourself? Well, a lot of self-loathing, a lot of self-hatred, broken family made sense. But when I see that, I'm often the first thing on my mind is, you must really be hurting to damage yourself that badly. And when I saw him doing this with the lighter, I said, boy, I know where he's coming from. I work with a lot of kids who feel that way. And then burn me down till I'm nothing but memories. I get it, girl. I'm not the one. I'm not the one, meaning I'm never going to fit in. I'm never going to get the hot girl. I'm never going to be the cool kid in school because I'm not the one. Bother me, tell me awful things. I love it when you do that. Helps me get through this without you. Again, I'm not going to be together with you. Bother me, tell me awful things. I love it when you move that on me. Love when you do that on me. Verse 2 is, don't you turn your back on me. Let your teardrops fall on me, speeding away. Cities in the rear view, heart race whenever I'm near you. And then she's with somebody else in the video. She's with the hot guy, the stud, the athlete, the man on campus, the big guy. And then he has his co-host jumping on stage. Carry me away, burn me down till there's nothing left. I will scream your name with my last breath. Take off your favorite dress, lay your hand on my chest. Diamond, rubies, and gems, you can have all of them. But that line of, burn me down till there's nothing left. I will scream your name with my last breath. And then the ending, the chorus is, bother me, tell me awful things. I know I love it when you do that. Helps me get through this without you. Bother me, tell me. I love it. Love it when you do that on me. So he burns himself and sets himself on fire. The school is now on flames. Everyone's running around in a panic. She comes over to him. Flames envelop them. And then hopefully the rainbow comes out. That something out of all this terror, all this horror, all this craziness, there's peace. But he's saying in his lyrics, I know I'm not the one. I get it, girl. I'm not the one. And almost with flames symbolically is purity. Okay, I've gotten it out of my system. I burned it to ashes. And from the ashes rises the phoenix. A new person, a new identity. The girl's now with me. I'm lost. I'm not fitting in. I don't relate. Burn, psychedelic, flames, cathartic. Boom, I feel better about myself. Now, another song I picked up on that I wanted to bring up today was called Let It Bleed, which is the title. Now, it could mean that no one's helping him. Someone put this down when I got it from lyrics. Or that he doesn't need help, or he's fine bleeding, suffering by himself. Let me bleed. He's talking about himself. Because clearly he's hurting to put that down. Let me bleed. Let me bleed. My life, as you see behind me, my life and my death. Let me bleed. Watch me die. I got golden teeth. That's fine. She's my fantasy. She only comes at night. She doesn't know about me, what goes on inside. I'll let you feel my pain if you would get me high. Let me not have to deal with reality, and I'll let you know how bad I'm feeling. That's how I'll let you come inside. Had to make my name, I had to break my spine. Now I'm on my way, I'm just looking for pain. And then the bridge, listen to the bridge, so prophetic. I just want to die by my mama's side. Tell her I love her, my brother cry. Boom. I mean, the worst thing a parent could have to live through is a child dying. Horrific. And my heart goes out to the mother and to his brother and to his father who have to deal with the death of the burial of a child. It's a horrific, horrific feeling, and you're never the same again. It's almost like he's prophetically saying, this is not that far from happening. I just want to die by my mama's side. Tell her I love her, that I love her when my brother cry. Let her bleed, watch me die. Let me bleed, watch me die. I'll let you feel my pain if you would get me high. Had to make my name, I had to break my spine. Now I'm on my way, I'm just looking for pain. Nothing happy, I'm looking for pain. For me to go forward means I have to endure more pain of who I am. Then go back to the bridge. I just want to die by my mama's side. Tell her I love her, my brother cry. I don't have the time for no compromise. And then the chorus, let me bleed, watch me die. She don't know about me, what goes on inside. Now, in the end, it goes with, now I'm on my way, and I'm just looking for pain. And then he says, it doesn't matter the place, okay. And what is the whole video of a girl, anime girl, holding an umbrella while rain is pouring down on the umbrella? That's it. Very stark, very stark, very stark, very stark. The piano intro, powerful. Boom, 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 boom. And that's the whole vibe of the song. No drums, nothing else. It's just that piano, piano. Very, very somber. It's like a lousy day, rainy day. Okay, I want to go over a couple of articles that came out about this. Obviously, he had a lot of tattoos. Duh, we get that. I was curious why he had the crybaby tattoo on his face. He claims it was because he wanted people to realize not to be ungrateful for things. Don't be a crybaby. In other words, life can really suck. He goes, I think my life is bad compared to other people's life. It's quite good. So I have the crybaby. He's like, don't be a crybaby. Don't be a crybaby. Be grateful for what you have. All right. He did an interview with Mortality, an interview, question and answer kind of thing. He talked about doing mushrooms twice a year. He felt it helped free him, which we talked about before, to grow and be more introspective and see things on a different plane. He talked about replacing the weed with mushrooms, psychedelics, can't put anything in a box. He said, I don't want to be with a label. I'm no label. I want to make my own way. So don't put me in a box. I want to be different. I am growing up. Interestingly enough, they asked him two questions. They said to him, how would you talk to somebody who's contemplating suicide? And he talks about that. He says, he goes, I've had my times when I've been very, very low and stuff had to heal on me. He goes, I would tell this person things will get better and be grateful for what you have. That was the comment. And then they asked him a question was, what would happen when you hit 86 years old? What would you do if you hit 86? And he goes, I'll never hit 86. It's a terrible response in a way, like he's a kid. He's still a child, and he can't conceive of himself growing old. It's like, that's a crazy question. 86? I don't know what I'd be doing at 86. And, and I realize this because the comments are so interesting on this interview. For many people in his, I'm referring to his fans, obviously, his death scared them. As so many of them really were his age. Like, he was his fans' age. And I think for a lot of people, the thinking is like this. He wasn't supposed to die. We were supposed to grow old together. It's not fair. It's like a shock to the system. Who pulled the rug out from under me and forced me to deal with reality when I wasn't supposed to deal with reality at all? What happened? This is weird. It's not supposed to be like this. And then the mother, there's an episode. She had a moment where she actually got together and read a letter to people that were assembled to talk about her son's passing. And she says, I'm trying to make sense of my son's death. Felt he spoke strongly out against injustice. She said the tats and piercings were a way to show how he felt was how people were being treated. He was very big into injustice. And he felt that if you had the tats and you had the tattoos and you had the piercings and the fingernails, you had to look past the tattoos to get to know the real him. He felt that was always like a bridge. Like, everyone's like an outcast. They have tattoos and they have the piercings and they just sing with their nails. He goes, I'm doing this as a way to show I'm supporting the people that are the outcasts of high school, which he did that from awful things of not fitting in, and like look past those people. Don't look down on people. They live in a certain kind of neighborhood. They only have a certain kind of money. They shouldn't be the strata of who's who in high school. And you had to look past the tattoos to see the real him. His music was a way for people to look past the outside and the looks, the music and the looks, and see the inside. Why must we fit into the box? Don't make assumptions about others. And as a parent myself, his mother clearly loved him. And it's still a bitter, bitter, bitter blow. And she was crying. She was upset. I get it. To go through that as a mother was terrible to see that. There's another comment that's also interesting on Lil Peep in a GBC interview. Why did he have to die? He had so much potential. Came up over and over and over again. Hey, you got me through a rough time in my life. You were there for me. I love your music. You had a really great soul about you. You were very spiritual. You were very honest. You were very deep. People are in shock because, again, your hero is not supposed to die at 20. He's supposed to go on till 70, 80, and you age along with your hero. Now, here's another thing. Rest in peace, Lil Peep. His brother comes forward with shocking announcement about the rapper. He has an older brother named Oscar. He felt the brother was mentally sound in contrast to reports of mental illness and depression attached to his use of Xanax, where he had allegedly taken 5 or 6 time of his death. He said the drug addict aspect and the emo rapper was all a front to sell music and videos. He was really much happier than he was. He was not as sad as people thought he was. Comments on this, because it was a short video, were interesting in that they almost all said the same thing. His music was who he was. He was depressed. He was unhappy. His songs reflected that, and he was taking way too many Xanax, and that was his real persona. Okay. If that's true, that it was an act, okay, well, unfortunately, he succumbed to the act. And if he was depressed, well, his drug usage and his early death showed that. If he had to try and be something that he wasn't, that's even sadder to realize. Here's my message to everyone watching. Be who you are. If you have to live to the acclaim and voice of others telling you to do something, to front something that you're not, then don't. Those aren't your friends. I'm going to get to that a little bit later about that, but they're not your friends. They're not your buddies. If people can't like you for who you are, then they're not your friends. Never be self-destructive for others. A real friend, and I've talked about this before, goes like this, pulls you back from doing something stupid, from doing something dangerous. If you get anything out of today's video, that's what I want you to take away with. Don't be self-destructive for the sake of others. And if you're having a rough time, like he clearly was on to me and on multiple levels, get the help that you need. And there's also, I also pulled out an interview when he was in a bar, I guess he was in South Korea on a layover, and this is what Lil Peep is like when he's sober. It makes you realize watching him have beers in a airport doing a live stream. I see on the side, the likes and the dislikes and the comments. Due to social media today, we watch someone or something and then we now feel that because we're in it, we can comment. What they are doing is something fun, we're nonconformists. And that we know them and that we are like them. Here's the truth. We don't know. And when something happens unexpected, it's like, who put that into the game? I was not expecting to read game over or do over or reload, but not this. Game over was when I'm anticipating. My kids play video games all hours of the day. Their friends play video games all hours of the day. I played video games growing up. And you know what? Here's the thing. You get killed, you get blown up, you do this. Punch, redo, redo. There's no such thing as game over. It's not real life. I get killed by the zombies, I get killed by the Nazis, I get killed by the zombie Nazis. Redo, redo, redo. Not in football, I get killed, play it again, no problem. Redo, redo. Game over is not game over. His death is saying to us, game over, and that's scary because we weren't anticipating that to happen. Game over, done. He's not waking up? Wait a second. Where's my character? My character. I'm playing Halo for the 60th time. Game over. Life over. And that's sad to me because as an adult, and I'm way older than him, when he passed away, is life is meant to be enjoyed, the potential. He just was getting started and it's snuffed out. That's the sadness of his life and death, that he never had a chance to enjoy life, and death creeped up so quickly to destroy that. And that's why people are taking his death so hard, because it wasn't supposed to happen. His songs are moments and montages. He's very similar to Triple X, who we covered in a prior video, with like, my life is my life is my life. There's no separation. Music used to be, I don't care what genre it is, what I am on stage and what I am off the stage is two very, very different things. But now it's my depression, my anxiety, my dysfunction, my problems at home. That's what I'm talking about. And when it hits home like it did here, game over. And he's describing emotions that are sad and unhappy, not feeling good about myself, who I am, and can I be accepted the way that I feel right now. The way that I feel right now is I feel like I'm a loser. I feel lousy. It's a very heavy, ponderous beat when you listen to his music, like bam, 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 bam. Because he doesn't care about the video. He wants you to listen to the message of, I'm unhappy, life's unhappy, here's where it's coming from. And it goes on and on, over and over, pounding. The chords are played over and over. I'll close with this. His music has clearly struck a nerve. The comments made about him being the next voice of emo rap. The voice, the next Kurt Cobain. So clearly, a lot of people can relate to, because when I watch the comments and I watch the views, 200, 300, 500,000, boom, 1 million. And people were able to say to him about themselves what he was going through emotionally, because the comments reflect that. The comments that were made tells me that hundreds of thousands of fans, if not millions around the world, can relate to Lil Peep and what he was going through. Relate to Gustav, to relate to what's going on with him. Because their life is like his life. So many people are in pain. And when someone like Lil Peep speaks about it, I'm going to call him Gustav now from now on, it's relatable and it's open. Music has changed. Kurt Cobain, Chester Bennington, Kendrick, Kid Cudi, Triple X, Gustav / Lil Peep. It's a changing genre. There's no more separation. I am who I am. And if someone brought up a point, my producer said something that made a whole lot of sense. Because there's a rumor that a fan gave him something that was laced with something and he overdosed. And here you think about the concept of, like, I'm meeting my idol. Someone who's probably his age, not my age. And rather than say, like, hug, hug, kiss, kiss, selfie, snap, 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 you give him something laced that puts him over the edge. It's not like, just the greatest moment of my life, taking a picture with him, oh my God, sign my shirt, sign my hat, sign my hand, get a picture of me giving me a kiss. Well, let's take drugs together so we can wake up in an ER together and Who did he really have as a friend? Who was there looking out for Gustav and saying, get off the bus, get out of here, what do you got on you? Specifically, if he already had taken at least 5 or 6 Xanaxes on top of the other drugs he had taken that day as well. The slightest thing would have set him over the edge, which it did. Who was looking out for him? Who were his real friends? And I'm going back to you guys watching this, because we got enough comments by now, is who are your friends? Who do you look up to? Who do you go to advice? Is there a dad in the picture? Is there an adult male figure in the picture to say, hey, I'm looking out for you. This is stupid. This is moronic. Where is that influence anymore? That's what scares me. And this is what this video is about today. Is not to, like, of course be upset about his passing. I hate anyone to pass away early. But what do we learn from this? What does he want us to learn from this? From all of his fans? Because he once said the fact that people who are going to commit suicide but did not by listening to his music, if you look back on it now in heaven and say, you know what? Damn it. What did I do? So many other people I could have influenced in a positive way, and now that's lost in a blink of an eye. To think that a fan gave him an overdose? Insane. Insane to me. So he shouldn't wake up. Who was looking out for him? Who are your friends? And that's what this video is about tonight. Who is looking out for you? And if you don't have friends that pull you back from doing something stupid, they're not your friends. They're not. They're posers, they're haters, whatever you want to call them. They're not your friends. I'm asking everyone that's watching this tonight, or in the next couple of days, or next couple of months, next couple of years, look behind me. Life and death, they're intertwined. Young man, his whole life ahead of him. That unhappy with all what was going on, that an accidental overdose at best is what claimed his life. Sad, sad, sad. Find a peer group, find out about yourself, make yourself happy, and go forward. Okay, I want to share some things now as well, what we're doing with the site. We are moving forward. Okay, what we're doing now is we shot something over the summer called Endangered Species, basically Death of the American Male. We're going to post that, and we're going to charge a few dollars for it. We're going to send it out there. Go out there, and we'll be on PayPal. We'll have a price for it. We'd like you to buy it. We're not talking like $59.99. We're talking a few dollars. But to give you an idea of where we're coming from, what we want to start putting out for our fans, for people watching, to really understand what we're trying to do here. We want to reach everybody. And I want to say something also. The comments lately, the last 4 or 5 videos, outstanding. Keep on commenting. As I said, there's another story. Someone responded to me by saying on one of the Chesters, they said, you said you'd get back to everybody, and you did. They said, you cannot believe the influence you had by writing to everybody. If you write, I will respond. There's no one else. There's no ghostwriter. It's this guy right here. Because your comments to me are incredibly important. And I love getting them. And I love writing back to people. So you got a comment. You put it out there. I love it. I got a comment last week on someone saying, I'm too fat. I got to lose some weight. You know what? I loved it. I have lost some weight. Got to lose some more. No argument. Thank you for writing that. Shows you care. We're turning into a family. Next thing. Please, 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 I didn't notice before. There's a notification button. Hit that button. For those of you that have the patience to watch a 35, 40-minute video of just me and a room, I'm impressed. But please hit the notification button so we can send out the videos to you on the next blast. Notification and notified button. We're also on Steemit. Hey, got to give him a credit to my producer. He's brilliant. We're on Steemit. You want to follow us, go on Steemit. If you want to make a contribution, we're all about that. Fine. More assets will give us more ability to make more of these videos and be more professional. And also, hit like on the screen as well. If you like it, that's what we want to see. It increases our subscription base. We want to put out to more people. And send it to your friends. Not a problem. This site has been an absolute pleasure to do for roughly about 1.5 years, 2 years. I love doing it. I love making these videos. I love reaching out to people. I love getting the comments. We're going to become more professional. We're going to basically start growing up. We want you to join us. We want you to be part of the journey. We want you to be part of the family. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please comment. Bruce Mufson, this is it. Please watch, comment. Have a great one. Thanks, guys.